Very few men are going to want sex multiple times a day or every day of the week. Very few men are. It's hard for a man to bust one off do you see how much it takes out of us when we do? Just when we shoot off the first, do you see how much that takes out of a man? What does a man want to do after he do that? Sherry, tell me, what the man want to do, Sherry? Sherry, no. He going to sleep. He going smooth to sleep. He taking a nap, if not sleep through the rest of the night. He don't want to do shit. Most men, that is one of the most depleting exercises that a man can perform. Shelly said smoke. All right. But then after he smoked, then he want to go to sleep. But most of y'all can put a man out. So then why is this a convo? It's a convo because women don't see it as an obligation. And that's why. Listen, for those of you in the comment section, ladies, if you are offended and you can't handle this conversation, you feel like it's Rage Vader. You feel like just excuse yourself. It's okay. We can excuse you for us, but that means you can't come back. If my moderators block you, if I block you, that means you ain't coming back unless you come back on another page. That's how that goes. All right. Miss October said reported. Okay. Now you blocked. Thank you for the information. We ain't said nothing wrong, so we don't care. And so what that you reported? The only thing that'll happen is I go live on a different page. That's all. You not stopping this show. Nothing you can do is going to stop this show. Yeah, we blocked already. I don't know why people think that that's a smart idea to tell the people that you reported them. All that's going to do is get you blocked out and then you can't report them no more. But yeah, 3 times a week going to get you a divorce from me. That's not enough. Smoothie Queen said 3 times a week going to get you a divorce from me. That's not enough. All right. So Smoothie Queen wanted more than that. And that's cool. That's fine. You all are typically, when you get into a relationship, you're going to find your sexual rhythm. That's how relationships work. If you like the person enough, you're going to find that sexual rhythm. You're going to have some people that want to do it multiple times a day. 9 times out of 10, they're going to link up with people that want to do it multiple times a day. You're going to have some people that when they get into a relationship, they're going to want it maybe 3 times a week. They 9 times out of 10 going to be in a relationship with somebody that wanted it about 3 or 4 times a week. Okay? More than 3 times a week is crazy. Shay, I might disagree with you on that. I think many men would disagree with you on that. Especially if you're keeping yourself up and you're keeping yourself attractive. A woman that get out the shower and oil and lotion up right afterwards, I'm telling you right now, it's hard for a man to say he don't want that every night. It's hard. Very hard. But over time, like we said, throughout the years, that sexual prowess is going to deplete. Now, a lot of that has to, now I'm not going to say that that's natural. A lot of that has to do with the diet, the food we eat, the water we drink, or the substances we drink, the air we breathe.
All right, ladies, do me a favor in the comment section. Stop telling all your sexual business. We don't need to know how often you want it and all that. Okay, thank you.
As long as they giving it to an man whenever he want it, that's all that matters.
Right.
Y'all better get it to him.
Right. We don't need to know. Y'all tell us a little bit too much. We appreciate it, but hold on.
Yeah.
Okay,
let them know.
But I'm saying that to say that it is most certainly a very important thing.
Very.
That will make and break a relationship for men. You are not with a man for any other reason than to make sure that thing is satisfied and for him to make sure that he fulfills his duties. All right? And that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? If you can do that, then you can make sure that your relationship remains intact.
In that order.
If you can't, then 9 times out of 10, you're headed towards a down spiral. Just saying. Hey, y'all don't have to, I'm not going to point on y'all. Just take yourself off mute and go ahead and start talking. Just try not to talk over anybody. Go ahead.
All right. You absolutely right. In that order. They better satisfy their husband or they supposed to be boyfriend. I mean, if they want it 3 times out of the week, you better give it to them. If they got a problem with that back, you better bend over, give it to them, pleasure your man, give him some head or something. Too easy. Boom. And give it to him. My husband get.
Sorry, no, it was one of my moderators, y'all.
How many times can your woman deny you before you leave or before you cheat?
I'm not a cheater, but before I leave,
have you ever been put in a position where you need to, where you felt like you have
cheat?
to?
No.
How many times have you been denied sexually by the woman that you're with, or whatever woman you're with?
I can't come up with any situations. Maybe once or twice, but it was really a situation rather than me like getting off of work and saying I wanted some and it just didn't happen. It was another situation that kind of interfered with it, I believe. So I wouldn't say just me asking, I got denied. In that instance, I would say no.
You said what now?
In that instance where I just asked and the answer was no, I haven't run into that.
Oh, right. So that's what I'm saying. So you can't really make that assertion from any level of experience. And I understand, like you said, you're 23, you're kind of young. So you've never been put in a situation where you had to make that distinction, right? You never had to decide whether or not this would get to a point to where you felt like so comfortable in denying you that you would be prompted to.
You persuading a woman into sex, do you even enjoy it when you've like, she's willingly told you she don't want this? Do you enjoy it after she's told you she don't want it?
Why are you under the impression that this would be the route that I would go anyway? What did
So
I
what
say
would be your
earlier?
route? So
Oh, I'm
the
a leaver.
second-
You did. Oh, I'm a leaver. You deny me. We done. That's it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find a woman that doesn't deny. And I'm gonna go find a woman that doesn't deny.
So what? You enter a relationship, the first time she tells you she doesn't want it, you're off. This is very interesting. I feel like this has to stem from somewhere. I feel like you didn't just wake up with this mindset.
Women are not sexual objects. I'm sorry.
One at a time. You're not going. Hold up.
You saying, Sophia?
I was saying that this has had to have stemmed from somewhere. Like, I'm saying you didn't just wake up with this mentality because
You want
this
to know
is-
where it stems from?
Let's hear it.
It stems from multiple places. The first place it stems from is men being told that this is my body, my choice, so I can do what I want to do. Okay, then we should respect. Then we should respect that as men, should we not?
Yeah,
How old are you, Sophia?
I'm 20.
Okay, yeah. So we should respect that, right?
Sure.
So wouldn't respecting that mean that we would leave you alone after you tell us that you don't want to do that?
That's not how it works, mate.
Oh, wait, hold on. Answer my question. Would that be respecting you if we left you alone once you told us you don't want to?
If we're in a relationship,
If we're in a relationship,
if
then
you
we can
broke-
end the relationship.
Okay, if you want to call it disrespect, fair enough. But
No.
I would
What I'm
say-
asking, no. I'm asking you, would it not be respect if you said you didn't want to do it and we left you? Would that not be respectful?
I feel like you've broadened it. It's different. If I said if we got in a relationship and I told you I didn't want to have sex in general, then we can realize that you and I have different aims. Like you want someone to have sex with and I don't want. That's different. I think we've got different things we want. But if we're in a relationship and we normally have sex, and I say one time, today I'm not in the mood, and you feel like that's a good enough reason to leave me, then it proves the point that you're only with me for my body. But I feel like you've already said that, so there's no point. And
What else do you think men are with you for?
for a relationship, a loving partner?
What and is love an action or is it a noun? Is it a verb or is it a noun?
Well, that's a very interesting question. I guess it can be both. I don't know. I mean, you can show your love through your actions. I know.
Do
where
you
you're getting
believe a
at.
man loves you? If a man just tells you every day he loves you, but he watches you get beat up by
So
some
your definition of me showing my love to you is
Hold on, let
sex.
me answer my question. If a man says he loves you every day, but he doesn't show you at all, does he love you?
No.
If a man shows you he loves you every day through his actions, but he doesn't say it, does he love you?
Yes.
Right. Love is a verb. It's an action.
So okay. So
Right. And the
as
action
I was
that
saying
are-
before you cut me off.
and the action that you are to perform in a relationship for that man is intimacy.
Okay. Well, I think that's for you though.
No,
One.
that's for men, period.
Okay. Let me land. I'm saying for you, it is sex and it's a very huge priority. Okay. For you, it is like I guess the most important thing. For
Men, it is.
Okay. Let me land. For loads of other men, yes, sex is important, but so are other things. But the way you've let sex come.
Stop real quick. You said for loads of other men, but so are other things. The question is not whether or not other things are important. The question is what is the most important? Out of all those other things that you're talking about, what is the most important thing? Those things or sex?
The answer to that question cannot be answered by me. I am not a man. I do.
And that's why I'm telling you as a man.
And I'm
the most
telling you-
Wait, hold on. And that's exactly why I'm telling you as a man, the primary and most paramount thing in any relationship when a man is with a woman is intimacy.
Okay, we're butting heads here. We're not going to go really far with this. I'm going to have to leave with this. I'm going to finish with this.
Go ahead.
If you believe that sex is so important to you that the one time your woman says a no, you don't give it to her, you do not love or respect women. Have a nice evening.
Okay, I mean, if that's what you believe, I believe that means that I love and respect them so much that I believe that they can and should fulfill their duties. You want us to shame, you want to try to shame us out of us having an expectation for you.
You are more
That's
than
what you-
willing to have.
Hold up, stop, because you said that was the last thing that you wanted to say, and you said you was going to leave after that.
All right, bye.
If you want us to take you seriously in a relationship, that means that we love you enough to expect something from you. Because every relationship at its core is transactional. Every relationship. And the reason it's transactional is because everybody should get something out of a relationship. Go ahead, Jay.
Salam alaikum. So I'm kind of disturbed by you saying that her not wanting to do it one time. Like, what happens if she's going through something like emotional? What happens if she's going through something mentally, and the one time that she doesn't want to do it, you just cut her off? Like, isn't that kind of selfish?
How old are you, Jay?
21.
21. You're an adult. Let's talk about the thing that you would be going through emotionally or whatever else.
I mean, that doesn't really matter. It's
Nah, it
relative
does.
to
Give me an
whatever's
example.
happening.
Give me an example.
Let's say if her mom died or something like that, and she's just not in the
I
mood.
figured you was gonna choose death, but let's say
I mean,
her mom died.
that's a good excuse, isn't it not?
Not for me, no. I feel like if I had a parent that died, and or if I had, I feel like, and I'm going through a mourning process, I can't see why I would turn down a blowy.
I just don't understand that. Like, I feel like you should be able to understand your partner is going through something. Marriage is
Sure. But let's say, so let's go with you. Let's go with that and say that that's the case, right? And let's say that you're going through it. How long?
Let's just say, because, I mean, losing a parent is hard. So I don't know, relative to the person, whoever, let's just say that she's just been down for a month. You're telling me that you're not going to understand your partner?
A month? Oh, no, I'm going to understand it. But you're not asking me if I'm going to understand it. What you're asking is if I would tolerate it for a month.
A month? I'm not understanding. Like, you're saying like if all men think like this, like...
Yeah, 30 days of no intimacy, and you're asking if I'm going...
I don't believe that it's just strictly transactional. Like, sex is not the most important thing. Like, respect
Yes, it is.
comes first as well. You have to respect and trust.
No. You won't even get to the point. You won't even get to the point of whether or not respect matters in a relationship if you are not having sex with a man. What man is going to be in a relationship with you that you're not having sex with?
Let's say you're in, like, who just...
How many men have you been in a relationship with that you have not had sex with?
I'm not answering that. What do you mean?
I mean, just what I asked. If you've been in a relationship, what relationships are you in with that you're not being intimate with that man in? Long term.
I've only been in one relationship.
You've been in one relationship.
Yeah.
You intimate with that person?
Well, actually, two. Sorry.
Okay, both of those relationships. Were you intimate with those people?
I was intimate with one. Yeah.
You was intimate with one?
Yeah.
How were you, the other relationship? You were not intimate with him, but you were in a relationship?
Yes, I just wasn't ready.
You just weren't ready. How long did this relationship last?
5 months. I broke it off with him.
Okay, so it wasn't a long-term relationship. Okay.
Like,
Right, so that's not a relationship. Okay, but go ahead. Anybody else can go ahead anyway.
Yeah, I just wanted to give my point. So I sort of think, well, actually, before I go into that, you made a comment saying that sex is a woman's feminine trait or something along them lines.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, so, sorry, like I said, something along them lines. But what I was saying is that women, our primary, our primary thing that we bring to a marriage isn't sex. And sometimes I think that men they objectify women in them.
Wait, hold on, stop. You said the primary thing that you bring to a relationship isn't sex to men? Are you saying that for men?
I'm saying that to men, it shouldn't be the primary thing because we're more than just sex.
You can be more than just sex and it still be the primary thing.
But regardless, it's not the only thing that we can bring to
I'm not debating
table.
that. I don't debate that it's not the only thing. But what we are saying is the most primary and paramount thing.
So the primary thing that women bring to the table in a relationship is sex.
Yes.
I disagree.
You can't disagree with what men want. You're not a man.
No, I can disagree. This is why women are rejecting it in the relationship.
And they're rejecting it to their own detriment.
It's not. If it's not to our own detriment. If we have men who are not nurturing us and pouring into us in other ways, but only
nurturing you, you sound like you want a woman. A man's job is not to nurture a woman. A man's job is to provide and protect. The scripture defines it as cherishing and nourishing. These roles literally come out. They're literally translated into nurturing and submission. If we look at the definition of these two roles, they're they're provision and protection. Men don't nurture. That's a woman's role.
No, men can definitely pour into their women a lot more than just
provision and protection is what we pour.
It's not. Sorry, go on.
Go ahead.
Okay, so let me finish. Let me land. Let me just sort of say my piece, and then you can jump in. What I am saying is, women can do more, and a lot of women reject. Okay, for example, I've rejected Smex in a relationship before simply because the man just thinks that is the only thing that I can provide in the relationship. When there is more to me, there is more to protection and giving that. There is a lot more to a woman. Women want a bit more intimacy, not just in the sexual sense.
We're talking about what women want. We're talking about what men want.
No, because it has to also please the woman as well.
Excuse me, that's not the topic right now. We're talking about what the men want. See, you all have a tendency to try to restructure the conversation so you can talk about what men should give you. We're talking about what men want. What else do women bring to the table of a relationship, the metaphorical table of a relationship that men want outside of intimacy physically? What else?
Well, we can offer We know we can offer more. Off the top of my head, I can't think, but we can definitely offer more. And I just think that men
No,
just
all right. This is what I'm gonna do. I want you to go on mute. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about what else women bring to the metaphorical table of a relationship that men want outside of physical intimacy.
So can I just ask you a question? So if women are in a relationship and the only thing that men want is the sensual stuff, so then how else is the woman pleased?
I didn't say the only thing.
That's what I said, but that's the only thing you've touched on.
I asked you, what else do men want?
Well, you said that you said it's not the only thing, but you're only speaking about sex. And that's what I'm trying to say. There is more to it.
I'm only speaking about sex right now. The reason I'm only speaking about sex right now is because if you don't bring that, then all the other things that you bring mean shit to us.
But then that's the problem. That's why we're rejecting.
No. That's not a problem. That's the male nature. Don't try to shame us or disrespect us for wanting what we want. We don't tell you that it's a problem that you want provision and protection.
So what else? Okay, so what else do men want? Okay, because I am obviously clearly I'm not understanding that you guys from this conversation that men want more. So what more do men want from a relationship?
No. I'm asking you I'm asking you because see, this will tell us whether or not you actually listen to us too. You tell me, what do men want?
Well, clearly from this conversation, the sex only, because that's the only thing.
No. I never said sex only. I said that's paramount and that's the thing that we want primarily. We do want other things, but what else do we want? What do you want? What else do men want in a relationship? Metaphorically, what do women bring to the table that men want in a relationship? What else?
Respect.
Okay. Why are you fighting so hard to say the word that you know that we're looking for?
Because I just think that it's
you don't want to bring those things. You see what I'm saying?
It's not about not wanting to bring, but again, men only focus on the sex. They don't tell us anything else apart from the respect and they want the peace in the home and stuff like that. What else do men actually want? Because
respect,
that's what I'm trying to ask you.
So you named respect and peace. What else?
Respect, peace, as everyone's saying it, love. Everyone's just sort of throwing it out there.
Love is an action. It's performed. What else?
Yeah, submission's a good one.
So peace. So we got submission, we got respect, and we got peace. Now answer me this. We got respect, we got peace, and we got submission. Now, is a man staying if he's getting all of those three things, but he's not getting sex?
Again, it's not to eradicate it, but it's not the only thing. And
I'm going to ask the question again. Is a man staying if he's getting peace, respect, and submission, but he's not getting sex? Is he staying, and is he staying faithful?
He won't stay. And even if he stay, he wouldn't be faithful.
Right. Now, I'm going to ask the question the opposite way. If a man is getting sex, but he's not getting peace, respect, and submission, will he stay? If at least for a moment, will he stay?
Maybe for a bit, but...
And that's exactly why sex is paramount to all of those other things.
So it's the thing that keeps him there for a short time if he doesn't receive all the other things, is what you're saying.
If he doesn't receive all those things, right, now you're getting it. See, now, if he's getting sex and he's getting those other things, now you just got a man to stay and not move around at all. He don't want to go nowhere now. Give him sex, give him peace, give him submission, and give him respect. Watch a man stick around you for the rest of his life. Deny him sex, he'll leave quickly. Deny him all of those other things, he'll leave, but it might take him a little longer. Sex is paramount. And this is why whatever you have going on that's outside of a physical injury, as it adheres or as it pertains to an excuse to not participate enthusiastically in sex, doesn't matter. Knowing that we have to put our lives on the line to protect women, do you think we enjoy that?
No one gets up every day and enjoys work. It's not just men.
I wasn't asking about anyone. I asked about men specifically. Do you think that we enjoy that?
Well, clearly not.
Right. So because we don't enjoy that, the gratitude, the appreciation.
But how can you compare work and money to a woman's body?
So because we don't enjoy that, the gratitude and appreciation comes from the body that you were given.
Yeah, but you cannot compare a woman's body to money and work. This is what's crazy.
I most certainly can. But really what I'm comparing a woman's body to is a man's body. He sacrifices his the same in a different way than you sacrifice yours. But we both sacrifice our body. I sacrifice my body. It bleeds, it aches, it hurts, and all of those other things throughout my entire life. And in some cases, if there's an instance that calls for it, I have to sacrifice my life immediately. He sacrifices his body also. It's just in a different way. You sacrifice yours sexually. I sacrifice mine in a different way. You don't get a right to abandon your post in a relationship the same way I don't get a right to abandon mine.
But it's not my post in a relationship to just offer sex, though.
Yes, it is. And I didn't say just offer sex. You keep trying to throw words
Because
in here like excuse me.
no.
Stop. You keep trying to throw words in here like only and just. I never said any of those words. That's you, and that's what you're choosing to hear. And the reason you're choosing to hear that is because you don't like the fact that your role to a man that's paramount, that's primary. In other words, it sits atop all other roles, is the one that we look for the most. You don't like that. Because that means that you have to give up something sometimes. That's called being selfish. We don't like the fact that we have to do what we do for you all. But when we get into a relationship, men almost immediately start out providing and protecting for you. The first date is a representation of that. Still, in the world we live in, women can talk all that shit about how they like to pick up the check and, yeah, I'll pay for dates. We know that's bullshit. 9 times out of 10, when we're going out on 9.8, 9.9 times out of 10, when we go out on a date, the first thing we're going to do is reach for the check. And you all will take it with no hesitation. You won't have that obligation argument then.
I do agree to a certain extent.
And if you were in danger on that very same date, a man, if he likes you enough and he wants to be with you enough, he feels like he needs to protect you. And guess what? Let's say that man does protect you and he get his ass whooped that night. Guess what you should do? Take him to your house, tend to his wounds, and fuck him.
Like I said, and I'm going to stick to what I mean, I'm going to stick to what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
It's not even that. It's not that it's wrong for women to sometimes shake off the feeling that they, okay, like I'm not in the mood for it today, but I'll just shake it off. But it's like it's not going to happen all the time. And if she does that at least once, the man shouldn't leave her, because it could be, again, something that's just not right.
How many times does a man get to shake off his role?
Again, you cannot compare a man's role to a woman's body.
Again, yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
I just did. Yes, you can. I just did. You can compare them. You can compare any two things you want in this world.
It does. Again, it just sounds to me like it's a bit of like an objectification to a woman.
It is an objectification. You all are sexual objects. We are finance and protection objects. It is an objectification. So what? These things benefit us in the long run. My objectification benefits you in a relationship. Your objectification benefits me in a relationship.
Absolutely. I don't think that sex is the only thing that keeps a man. I think that your ability to be able to listen to him also keeps him.
All right. Now you said something interesting right there. How often do men like to talk?
Men don't like to talk often, but they know when they're having a moment, if they can be comfortable enough to talk to that woman and she understands him, because men are not understood on a massive level. So if she can sit there and tend to his wounds, his mental wounds, I think that makes up for what at times she can lack sexually.
No, never. Absolutely not. Never will a conversation make up for what she could do sexually. Never. We do it like I heard when talking about that. What about a conversation? If she doesn't want to have a wait, hold on, real quick, because I saw some women in the comment section. Well, what about if she doesn't want to have a sex? What about having a conversation? Why is that not an option? Because it doesn't solve the sexual issue. The sexual issue that I need solved is not solved by a conversation. No.
Okay, say we're having sex multiple times a day. Say we're having sex for multiple times a day for a couple months, and I decide one day I don't want to have sex, but it's okay because he's having a hard day, and instead of him being able to get off sexually because I'm not in the mood, I'm able to tend to his wounds and whatever going on in his life, and able to talk to him and shed light on that so that it relieves some of that tension he has.
So he asked, wait, why do you think that your conversation relieves his sexual energy and frustration? Why do
it's not just my conversation, it's my ability to listen to what he's saying and be able to understand him.
All of that is incorporated in conversation. Listening and talking, all of that is conversation.
It's incorporated in conversation, but when we talk about conversation when it comes to the male and female species, we're always known for women speaking more than men, right? And men always complain about how they're not heard. Let's take Tyrese for an example, who's crying out on social media.
Stop. First of all, you talking about Tyrese. Did you consider that a masculine moment? In that moment when Tyrese was up there crying, were you attracted to him? Was that an attractive moment for Tyrese?
You keep muting me, so I couldn't answer. But no, it was not necessarily a masculine moment. It was a vulnerable moment, but we're human.
Right.
So me personally,
When in the moment when Tyrese was doing that, if he were in a relationship, he would be decreasing his sexual attraction inside of that relationship. That's detrimental to a relationship. It's not beneficial.
And are you speaking from personal experience from your end?
I'm speaking from what you just said. You said it wasn't attractive.
You're saying that it's not attractive. You're saying you're speaking on behalf of Tyrese. You're speaking on behalf of women everywhere.
No,
but I'm asking you personally, in your
settle down. I'm speaking on behalf of what you just.
No, I'm saying I'm speaking on you because you're trying to speak for the people.
Excuse me. You said that it wasn't attractive for him to do that. So if he were in a relationship, it wouldn't be attractive to that woman either, because women don't feel secure when a man is emotionally unstable.
I understand what you're trying to say, but I'm trying to tell you I've been in a situation where a man cried and I still been there.
Okay, and you were there. That didn't solve the sexual issue.
It didn't solve the sexual issue, but there was no sexual issue to be solved because there's more issues at hand than just being sexual.
And in the scenario you just gave me,
Because we're not talking about a predator here.
stop. And in the scenario you just painted, you said that he had a bad day, so to speak, and then
So you're saying there's nothing else valuable about you other than sex?
excuse me. The scenario you just painted, where you said that he had a bad day, right? What else was that scenario incorporating? What about you? Were you trying to have sex when he had a bad day?
No.
Okay, then that means that you weren't missing out on anything. Now, let's say the roles were reversed. Let's say you had a bad day and he's trying to have sex.
I would be privy to have it if he could understand the fact that I had a bad day and made me feel better.
Oh, so his responsibility.
Why wouldn't I?
So his responsibility is to essentially.
No, it's not his responsibility, but how he responds to my.
Stop. So his responsibility is to coddle your feelings first in order to get to his sexual gratification second.
No, I'm saying that life happens outside of a relationship and we all have human needs besides sex. And if you wanted sex, that's absolutely fine. If I am able, if I'm feeling some, if I come in the house and say, oh, well,
Is your relationship most important? Is your relationship most important to you? Because if things are happening outside of your relationship, should those things affect your relationship is the question.
I've been married 14 years.
I don't care. I didn't ask.
So I'm saying, I didn't say you didn't care, you didn't ask. I'm saying I'll be more knowledgeable about the things that have happened out of 14 fucking years to be able to tell you versus.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, you're ignorant. How about that?
Okay.
I'm gonna bring it down a notch. Right? See,
It's all right.
I was trying to save her.
That's cool. She's what I could tell is more than likely she's been married to a man that she doesn't respect. That's why she in here upset about this topic. She with a man that she doesn't obligate herself to sexually, and that's why she in here upset about this topic, and that's why you mad right now.
I know. I was trying to save her, but ladies, look, I understand.
Because if she obligated herself to her man sexually, then she wouldn't have the issues that she have right now. She wouldn't be in here upset with me. She'd be ready to fuck her husband. What you in here talking to me for? 14 years and you're frustrated with another man that has the outlook on relationships that you have an obligation in your relationship to your man? Are you afraid that your man might see this and start to think, hey, wait, I have some self-worth and self-respect too. Yeah, I do think she needs to obligate herself to me because I'm obligating myself to her. Are you worried of that? Why are you mad? I'm not mad at you. Congratulations on your 14 years. This conversation in this house is not for you. Maybe you should go somewhere else where you could be upset. Get that frustration out. I suggest the bedroom.
First, I think that this conversation is absolutely diabolical, but I'm going to entertain you. Because why not? I'm going to have fun. I think I want to start with you saying men desire intimacy like the most, right? As most paramount. But intimacy isn't just physical.
No, for men it is. You all want to add other things to intimacy because those are all the realms that you all like to exist in. What other forms of intimacy? And I put money on it. All of those forms of intimacy benefit women, and they're not in a man's nature. Go ahead, tell me, what are the other forms of intimacy?
Well, there's 5 love languages: physical touch, quality time, gift giving, words of affirmation.
Out of all those love languages, which love language is paramount to men?
Depends on the man. That's why it's different.
No, it doesn't.
It does. There's asexual men.
There's what?
There are men who.
I'm sorry. There's what?
Asexual men.
There are no men that procreate by themselves.
No, there's no men procreate by themselves, but there are no
asexual people. There are not asexual people. No, there are not.
Okay. Majority of men may not be asexual, but they are out there.
No, they are not.
Okay.
What do you mean by asexual, though? It sounds like you mean something else. Like something else. What do you mean?
No, listen. I don't relate to the asexual community, so I can't. But I just know that
I'm saying you use the term, so I'm asking you, what do you mean by asexual?
I mean that they don't find pleasure in physical intimacy. That's what asexual means. Like they don't desire that.
What man is out there that doesn't find pleasure in intimacy? Name the man. I know not one.
That's you. But there's 7 million men. Maybe I'm not going to say that.
And I've never known one to not desire physical intimacy. What man? Name them.
Okay. naming them doesn't matter, rather than there being a community out there. That is the fact. That is the fact.
You can't claim that there's a community out there if we don't. We need to stand on some type of evidential proof for that claim. You're saying that there are 7 million men. And you're saying that there's a man out here that doesn't find pleasure in intimacy, as in putting his eggplant in a taco. You're saying that there's a man out there that doesn't appreciate that.
Yes.
If that is the case, that man has been traumatized in either his childhood or adulthood. There is something that made him not be that. And even still, if you put him in a room, tied him up, and he got an erection, and you put a woman on him, I put money on it, he would not say ew. There's not one.
I'm not going to speak on that. Sorry, I want to address 7 million was just a number.
I understand the number.
Sorry, in the chat, I know. Sorry, y'all. I was just like, saying the general whatever. You know what I meant. Anyway, so
even like, but real quick though, because I see a lot of people talking about the gay men. Even the gay men, they still like sexual intimacy. Even those.
Yeah, true. Right.
Yeah, so there is no man that exists like that. There's no woman that exists.
No.
We have sexual parts for a reason, and if they are functioning, then yes, we do find pleasure in sexual intimacy.
Yes. Okay. And yeah, right. So do women. So does, the natural human. If they're not asexual, I'll just say that. I think we can move on from asexuality. Right. Okay. So
don't try to slide that in there at the end. There are no asexual people. I heard what you tried to do. I see what you tried to do, Tay. I see what you did.
That's not fair to say that. Just because we don't identify doesn't mean that they don't exist.
They don't. They do not exist.
That's like saying we're not gay, but gay people don't exist.
Nope, that's not like saying that at all. Okay. That's not like saying that at all.
Okay. I'm still going to acknowledge their existence, but we can move on. Okay. But, I still think, what we're talking about here is, this SMEX being the most paramount. And that is fair if we're talking about individuality, but you're generalizing an entire population, which is never fair in any conversation ever.
Yes, it is. It is fair. We are more alike than we are different. Women are more alike other women than they are different from other women. And men are more alike other men than they are different from other men. That is extremely fair. In fact, it's necessary.
Unless you can take a global survey, that's the only way that you can have generality.
We have taken a global survey, and of everybody that's on this earth, they like sex.
Okay. So just denying. Okay. All right.
You trying to go back to this asexual argument?
No,
I don't know why.
I'm really trying not to. That's why I'm hesitating. I'm really trying not to, but like.
Just stop. You don't have to. It's okay. Everybody does.
Yeah, I think we're agreeing to disagree on that. That's
no,
fine.
we not. I'm not agreeing to disagree on nothing. I'm stating a hardcore fact.
Okay.
Hardcore.
Okay.
Maybe that's a poor choice of words. Yeah, I'm stating a fact. Women and men love intimacy. They enjoy intimacy, sexual intimacy, physical intimacy. There's no such thing as asexuals.
Okay. So we're gonna get off asexuals because this is not going anywhere. Let me entertain this. Yes, we both value this. So when the man doesn't feel like it, is it fair to have these same, wants around sex?
What you asking, Mama?
With this prompt, is it fair to feel the same way towards you?
What you mean? What do you mean? That's the question outright.
I need it no matter how you're feeling. I need it no matter if you want to or not.
Yeah.
And
his responsibility and duty in a relationship is to give him. If a woman come home and he on the game with the fellas and he playing Call of Duty and he got his headset in and she come home and she all hopped up on mimosas and it's time for him to drop them draws, guess what, fellas? I got to call you back. She is paramount. This is what she want. Regardless of whether I feel like doing it right now, it don't matter. Get in the mood, nigga. Yeah.
Okay. As long as it's not a double standard. Listen, if you feel this way, that's
when
how
it comes to intimacy, no, it's not a double standard. Now, the only thing is when it comes to provision and protection, that's where we have a distinction. You all are not required for that. And that's why it's so necessary for you all to bring you all's part, because that's the only thing that men are looking for from you. We're not looking for anything else from you. Submission, all of those other things, yeah, those are great to have in a relationship. But without sex, the relationship ends. Without all those other things, a man will wait around, keep getting the sex in hopes that you'll change, and he'll do things to prompt that change.
Would I be able to ask a question to Tay or to the ladies that's actually listening?
Like I said, y'all, we up here having a conversation. I'm not, pointing at nobody. Go ahead.
I just wanted to make sure I understood, because we're throwing around a lot of words like some and generalizations, and she was saying only earlier. Like, what I just want either Tay or anybody to explain what are the things that ladies would say in the majority value is what they want is paramount in a relationship. What are those things?
I would say to feel the love. Exactly how you were saying that love is a verb. I want you to show me that you love me, and I want to feel loved in my relationship. Period.
Okay, how does he do that?
That's the paramount thing.
Okay, Tay, how does a man do that?
Well, my love language is words of affirmation. So you need to tell me, you need to compliment me, you need to affirm me. That's what's paramount to me. And then that gets me in the mood to physically entertain you. Of course, I love physical intimacy. Let's not act like I don't. But that's
Notice how all of the love languages lead you or prompt you to get to the physical touch.
Right, exactly.
So which one is the most important? Which one is the most paramount?
The one that leads me there, so I can get there.
No. All of those love languages lead you to the physical touch. If you don't get this thing, you don't get the physical touch. If you don't get that thing, you don't get the physical. The most important love language is physical touch.
Okay, so Tay, this is what I'm saying, right? Would it be fair for me to say as a man that most, not all, we know that it's not going to be all, nothing is absolute, but is it fair for me to say most ladies would like their man to provide emotional, physical, and financial security? Would that be a fair statement?
That is fair.
Okay, with that being a fair statement, after so long of a man's not providing that, the relationship is probably either going to be negative or less successful. Is that a fair statement?
I agree.
So if you're with a man and you enter this relationship, you're already entering it knowing that he's going to want physical intimacy. Is it a fair statement to say it's only a certain amount of time for you not giving it consistently before the relationship goes south?
Yes. That's fair.
In my mind, if ladies know that, I'm not understanding why it's so hard to accept that is the paramount thing for men. And majority, not all men, nothing is absolute. But if ladies are hearing the conversation, it's like, listen, I'm entering this relationship. Yes, I bring different things. He brings different things. We understand compromise. We get all that. But you know, as a woman, it's only a certain amount of time that you're not doing this consistently. You're not doing it enthusiastically. That he's probably going to be like, I don't need to be here anymore.
Right. So that's the whole conversation. If there's a long period of time where I'm not feeling it, that's probably a whole conversation of like a relationship evaluation. Because I want to
not feeling it what sexually.
Right. If I'm not,
you don't want to be with that man no more.
Exactly. That probably means that we not getting along all together, not just in the sexual area. Right. So that probably means that that's something bigger. But for instance, if it's a night where I deny it, I think having the emotional maturity to say, okay, we can try this again tomorrow. And not leave me, it's fair.
Okay. So
that does not solve the sexual roadblock. You all thinking that you all can talk or rest your way through the lack of sex in a relationship will not happen.
No, that's what I'm saying. Not talking through it's knowing that it will come, and knowing that I'm not denying you of it forever.
Nope.
Knowing that just tonight, this is how I feel. But tomorrow, I'm gonna give it to you. Just give me.
Absolutely not.
Hey Mo, are you saying this? And this is just me. I'm listening. If I'm wrong, you let me know. Right? Are you saying that most of the guys are coming up with an error where it's like a lady can say, okay, well, I'm not feeling it tonight, or I'm going through something, but a man can't say, I don't feel like protecting you tonight, or I don't feel like paying. Is that what you're saying? Like it's not fair across the board? That's right.
Not one time would a woman be okay with a man saying, I'm not going to sit in the seat of protector tonight. If she get into a situation where a threat is imminent, and he says, you know what? I'm not going to do it tonight. I just don't feel like, but I'll pick my role up tomorrow. She leaving that man. She leaving him. Especially if it results in her being harmed. She leaving that man. As well she should. And likewise the other way around. If you deny him that intimacy,
your life isn't on the line. That's not fair. You just described a situation where my life might be on the line, and I would be mad at you for not protecting me. But not giving it up isn't going to cost you your life.
Exactly. Exactly. All the more reason why you shouldn't leave your post and you should perform your sexual duty. All the more reason. Your life ain't even on the line.
Oh, okay. I think that's the confusion.
Exactly. You shouldn't. There's no reason you should deny at all, because you're not even gonna lose your life if you give it up.
But it's also not a huge consequence. Other than you being mad.
Who? To who?
It's not a huge consequence to the man.
You ever had blue balls? You ever had blue balls before?
Wow.
No, not personally, no.
Mm-hmm. Blue balls will literally incapacitate a man to which he cannot move. Seriously.
That's what the hand is for.
It's a literally painful thing.
Can I speak? Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yes,
Hi.
please.
Yeah, so this is a very interesting conversation. I am going to speak from a very different perspective. I agree with everything that you're saying, Moses.
Hold on real quick. I'm sorry, Miss Reasoning.
Okay,
a woman, Dahlia in the comment section said that's fake as F. You think blue balls are fake? She actually thinks that's a fake thing.
Definitely not. I've seen it a few times. You see experience, it teaches you wisdom. So without experience, you don't really know much. You just know what you hear.
Hold on, I'm sorry, Miss Reasoning. Let me go through this because people don't. Imagine a bomb, and there's plutonium in this bomb, right? And in this bomb, listen, for those of you in the comment section that want to insult, like Miss Chunk just said, you're full of shit, all of that type of stuff. You can get off you're going to get off one insult maybe. After that, you're going to get your ass blocked. So have fun. If you want to remain here though, I suggest you make sure that you keep your decorum. I'm sorry, Amber. Imagine a bomb. It has plutonium in this bomb. All right. Somebody just said, block me. I'm not going to do your homework for you. You block me. In this bomb, the plutonium rises. Okay. As the countdown starts, it goes 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When it reaches the top, that's when ejaculation happens, right? Now imagine what happens for a man is it goes 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then it stops, and then all the plutonium goes back down and it settles in the testicles. That is painful. For the men that have experienced it, you understand exactly what I'm saying. Okay? So being that that's the case, a man shouldn't have to endure that not one time in a relationship. If you are not going to endure pain in the relationship as a woman, neither should a man do so. Women keep asking, what's wrong with the guy using his own hand? That's what he has you there for. That's what's wrong with it. You're the obligation for that. That's what's wrong with it. Not only does it feel better to be with a woman, but also that's her duty in a relationship. If you don't like that duty, don't be in a relationship with men or get in a relationship with a man that will be okay with you denying him. I will tell you, this is the type of man that will endure potentially physical pain, and one day he may take that pain out on you. Have it your way. The most successful relationships are people that stick to their traditional roles, and their traditional roles keep them happy. Go ahead, Ms. Reasoning.
Yeah, I just want to thank you. I just want to add to your Blue Book conversation that I am a woman that unfortunately has caused that. Do you understand? And when I had the conversation, this was a few years ago. And when we had the conversation, it was like it was my partner. He came to my house, and it was an argument, right? So we had an argument after. But
You said that, we should stay to our primary roles. I would argue that the woman's primary role is in sex rather than providing a child. Let me finish, right? What?
Nope.
If we're going,
That's not a woman's primary role. Which one happens more often? Is it the intimacy and sex, or is it the child portion?
That's in our society as we're talking right now. That's
one in a relationship happens more in a relationship, sex or a child.
Sex, but
Right.
that because
That's what makes your role. That's what makes that role more primary than having children. The frequency in which it happens.
traditionally,
I don't care what traditionally or modernly. In any relationship, you're not having more children than you are having sex.
yes, but that doesn't mean that's primary. Anyway, Miss Reasoning is back. I'll come back and say something, or I'll go on mute while she talks. Whatever.
yeah, you're gonna have to think about that one because
Okay, yeah, I know I took a brief step away.
I'm sorry. You know.
My point in the end really is that women, right? Most women have ended up being mothers before they've ended up mastering being women. Hear me out, yeah? For any woman that's willing to just hear, okay? A lot of women have ended up being mothers before they were women. So there's a lot of women. I live in the UK, obviously. So there's a lot of women now that have got children with men, and now they're trying to find men, but they're still trying to be women. Do you understand? So when they're interacting and all this dating that's happening in the UK, they're picking up men and they don't really understand what to do with them. That's the only way I can explain it, because I know how to deal with men. I know exactly how to deal with them, how to get what out of them what they need. Do you understand? Where a lot of women don't really take the time to think about like some moods sometimes, or even like the way that they like what they need. A lot of time men just need sex, even if it's just a one look or something right here, right now, just to release. But a lot of women they have it in their mind already that they don't want to. So these are the things that cause things like blue balls, because they have an interest. A lot of men don't say that they like, or they have that interest and they come with that intention, and then you say no. That can cause problems. But I just feel like women don't really about men's feelings. So where do they release? What do? They don't want to talk. Men don't talk. So that's kind of just my point. And also in terms of relationships, I feel like successful relationships that I've seen happen involve business, where there is something other, because like what you were saying earlier, like what is bringing, what is happening other than sex? Because okay, it's not just sex, but what else is there? Because the cooking and the cleaning and the loving and all of that stuff is just not going to last. So there has to be something else for me. Like I need something, some business, something that has to hold me. And I need some type of friendship where, because I feel like through sex there will become emotional conversation, but you're not gonna get there without no sex. Like, sex is needed for everything. I need it. I don't know why women are acting like they don't need it, like for release, because that is our release. It's just been tarnished a little bit. Yeah, I'll leave it there.